Okay, so welcome to the video about latitude and longitude. This is the first in the series for our second unit this term. Okay, so basically we're going to talk about latitude and longitude, and I'll just explain what they are. So lines of latitude and longitude are imaginary lines that encircle the Earth. Okay, so you can see down here in the picture, so this one here is latitude, and they are the lines that run parallel to the equator. As you can see, the equator is the largest circle of latitude, and they get smaller as they go towards the North Pole and smaller as they go towards the South Pole. Lines of longitude are all the same size because they run from pole to pole. They're measured east to west from the prime meridian, which runs through Greenwich. So basically, these lines are what we use. Together they make a grid, and we can use them to identify different locations on Earth's surface. Now, what's important for you to note is that latitude is always written first. Now, you should remember that because latitude uses a north and south measurement. So it is measured either north or south from the equator. And normally when we do coordinates anyway, we start with the north-south before moving on to east-west. So latitude, then longitude is the way that you write them. So we need to remember angle north or south for latitude, angle east or west of the prime meridian for longitude. Okay, so you can see here in the picture, we're just going to have a quick look at latitude. So this is the North Pole up here. The North Pole has a latitude of 90 degrees north, okay? So if you remember, think of latitude as being the centre of the Earth and an imaginary line that comes out to the equator and then measured either up towards north or down towards south. So you're actually looking at that angle that the 2 points make, from the equator to the point on Earth that you're thinking of and the centre. Those 3 points make a triangle, and we're looking for the angle from the centre. That's the angle of latitude. So basically it's the angle between the equator and the parallel of latitude. Now I'll call it the parallel of latitude because those lines of latitude are parallel to the equator. They will never actually meet the equator. But it is the parallel of latitude that is passing through the point on Earth that you are trying to actually find, the location. It is measured north and south. Sorry, let me just rub that out. It is measured north or south. It's one or the other, really, of the equator. Okay, there are our important points to note. Next, we have longitude. Now, again, you can see down here our picture. We've got our North Pole and South Pole, but you can see the lines of longitude run from the pole around. And so this means that all of these lines, they're all the same length. They're the same size, those circles. But what we're looking for is, again, a triangle. However, this one's more of a horizontal triangle. So imagine the centre of the Earth on the inside, coming out to the prime meridian, and then we measure to the left or right, depending on where that line is. So if we're looking for point P here, we are looking for the line that runs around the Earth that goes through point P. We want to see how far that line is from the prime meridian. And then that distance to the centre, we're looking for that angle again. So the longitude of a point is the angle between the prime meridian and the point of interest that you are looking at. Now, because it's measured east to west, it will never be more than 180 degrees. So east or west. Of the prime meridian. So the angle is always less than 180 degrees. Okay, so now that you know how to actually measure these, I want you to complete the exercises from the textbook pages that you can access on Learning Place. Exercise 6.1. There are solutions there, so make sure you check your answers after you've completed them. What you're really trying to do is identify the longitude and latitude, or identify the angles, but actually state those longitude and latitude positions of different places. You will need access to a computer because some of the questions require you to go into Google Maps or Where Is in order to identify places of interest on the Earth.